Hello, everyone. It's Mary. I am trying to see my very first live here. And as the rookie, I cannot see on my phone any comments or anything like that. So if you're here and you're expecting something super exciting at the moment, it might be a minute because, like I said, this is brand new to me. So oh, there's 7 of you. Okay, let's see if this will work. Okay. Oh, Charlene, hello. Wait, I can see right here. Okay, so it's funny because I have my laptop to my right and then I have my phone right in front of me. Xanadu, am I saying that right? Hello. Yay. Okay, so I can see comments in both places. I wonder if there's going to be a delay. Okay, well, we'll just wait just a couple minutes just to see if anyone else pops in. But while everyone's here, I am setting up. I'm trying to do a live and make sure that I can do this because on the 30th of March, I'm taking part in a 24-hour live extravaganza, which is going to be every hour. There's going to be a new channel that is live. And so you can tune in. And I'm doing one of those hours. I'm not doing the whole 24 hours, which would be so much fun, but very difficult. I'm just doing one of the hours. And so anyway, got to see if I can actually do this live sitch. So today I'm just going to pop on here, and I thought, well, you can't just pop on live and say hi, right? You got to do something. So I thought that I would play with the Hero Arts My Monthly Hero Valentine's kit that I never got to play with. So I figure that will be fun. Hi, Kathy. Oh, I see Kathy popping in. Okay, and Gail. Okay, so funny enough, on my phone, I see you quickly, but on my laptop, there's like a super uber delay. So bear with me as I try to moderate like the comments and whatnot. Okay, you know what would be really fun if like we had like a live interaction where I can see you all and we can talk to each other. All right, anyway, so this is what we're going to make. This is a really quick Valentine. And maybe if you didn't get your Valentines done, you could pop up one. So if you're in your craft room watching me, pull out some stuff. Let's make some stuff. Also, yes, I made all of these and I still have to assemble them, but they are for people at work. So I'm just going to go around like Cupid and hand out stuff to people with candy and cards and whatnot. Okay, so I guess I'll just start playing. Yeah, let's do that. If you guys are still there, say something. You can actually type the word something. Say something. Hello from Israel. Oh, Daniel, hello. Something. Okay, something. You're still there. If you hear my phone go off, it's because probably someone's texting me, and I'm sorry about that. Again, rookie move. Okay, let's get started. So stop jabbering and boring you. I am using, so again, making this little Valentine here, and I'm going to be using some Bristol Smooth cardstock because I am using my Arteza water brush pens, and we're going to just do some ink blending and some fun. So I got my, again, Bristol, and I have my stamps here. By the way, I'm never this organized when it comes to actually sitting down in my craft room. I have stamps on blocks, and I have ink ready, so we're just going to get to it. Okay, so for the heart and the bike, we're just going to ink up in VersaFine Clair. If you guys have VersaFine Clair, oh no, I'm paused. Uh-oh, I'm paused. Still here, okay. Yes, man, sorry about that. Let me see. My hands seem to be moving. Not here. Okay, not here. Charlene, I'm good to go there, you're saying? Okay, I'm just going to keep moving. No, not on my feed. Okay, so maybe there's something wrong, unfortunately, with Xanadu's. Okay. All right, so I've inked it up in VersaFine Clair, and I'm going to make sure when I'm stamping out that I'm going to leave enough room for the die cut, because there's a little white border, so you don't want to go super close to the edges. And this is, like I said, VersaFine Clair, so it's really good ink. And that's what we get when we talk about stuff on live, right? It's really good ink. Guess what I'm going to attempt to do? Oh, yeah. I'm going to attempt to stamp right over it. Listen, you got to take risks in life. This is just what you got to do. And this is live, too, so let's see how bad I screw this up. If nothing else, I can just move to another piece of the paper. You're all wondering, is she going to be able to do it? This is old school pre-Misty days. Let's see. Oh, God. No, I didn't do it, but it looks like a really cool blurred image. Can you see that? We're switching around. I'm going to actually add something that's going to help with that. Can you guys hear me okay? Again, first time doing this, so if you can hear me, say volume good, or however you want to tell me. Charlene said okay. Okay meaning you can hear me just okay? Yes, Daniel can hear me. Okay. Yes, all right. So let's try this again. Now, sometimes if you don't have a Misty, and I don't want to use mine because I have something else pre-mounted in there already, you could pull out, okay, thanks, Charlene. Volume good. Gail, thanks. You can pull out a foam piece here, and that will probably help. I think when I stamped this originally, I stood up. So I might want to try that. I'm standing up. Let's see if that worked. Yep, perfect. All right, so we got that one stamped. And let's get the heart stamped. Now, I'm going to clean off my stamps here in a second. But I wanted to tell you all that I'm not super excited about that heart one. Let's do that again. Okay, let's move over here. I think because my paper's a little bowed, it's giving me a hard time. Okay, that one's perfect. Now, spoiler alert, I'm doing a video soon about some stuff I found that's like a fraction of the price of some of the crafty items that we normally buy, because I feel like I'm getting a lot of comments from new crafters and new card makers. And, you know, just the fact that they're new, I'm sure that they're building up their supply. And so I thought, man, I can't imagine having to buy, because there was no YouTube back when I started making cards. How about you guys? Were you watching YouTube? I wasn't. And so I had the luxury of like building up my stash slowly, but I can't imagine being in the digital age now where you're a new card maker and like there's a million things that you can buy and it just might seem overwhelming. Anyway, so I'm going to do a little crafty video about, hey, maybe you want to try this alternative and not spend, you know, $30 for X thing. But anyway, this isn't $30, but I found this chamois. It works pretty well. And it's very, very spongy. And so it cleans off the stamps very well. And so that's one of those things. This is cut down to 4 pieces from one big chamois, and I think it was $5. So you're getting 4 pieces, so that's pretty great. Are you guys are still hanging with me, right? I think so. Okay, Janice. Hi, Janice. And it says you sound great. All right, perfect. So that's a little sneak preview. Chamois are one of the items that I will be putting in that video of how to save a little bit of money, a little bit of cash. Because I like to buy tools, but I think the fun stuff for me is like the coloring mediums and the stamps. And tools are like a must-have, but not super duper exciting, you know? Okay, so I am going to start coloring here. This is going to be some very quick and very simple coloring. We'll start with the bike. Again, Bristol Smooth cardstock with waterproof ink, and this is the VersaFine Clair. And what I'm going to do is just on the edges of my items here, I'm just going to place a little bit of color. And then when I pull it out, we're going to get a little bit of that gradient look. I use this water brush. That's the big one. I don't want the big one. I got this off of Amazon, and it's a very tiny, thin bristle on the front. And so I like to kind of work in where I put the most color first, and then just pull it out. and that'll give me a little bit of that shading. You can go back with a second coat, which will give you even more. Was I worried about a second coat when I was making 40 of these? I sure wasn't. Wasn't worried about that second coat. I was worried about getting 40 of these made. And so that is what I did. And this color right here is teal. Do you guys have, if you have Artezas or Zigs, sound off, because I'm curious. Hi! Is it Grucci? Am I saying that right? Or Grouchy? Hello and welcome. If you have Artezas or Zigs, I would love to hear from you, because to me, they're one of my favorite. Zigs. Okay. Yeah, I have Zigs too. I love both of them. I tend to use my Artezas a little bit more just because of the price point. I kind of want to, you know, try to encourage folks, if they're interested in buying something, maybe they'll get something a little bit more affordable, but I love them both, honestly. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit, because I do want to go in for a second coat here for this video. And I'm going to use, on this card I used a pink. I'm going to use this color right here, which is light magenta, probably one of my favorite colors of the Zigs, because we're going to do a bold heart. So actually, you know what I'm going to show you? My favorite combination. This is my favorite combination. This is eggplant purple. The eggplant purple we're going to put into the shaded area. And then a little bit down on the front of this heart here. Just a little bit. Okay, so Kathy, I'm reading your comment there, Kathy. And you said that you can't tell. Kathy says that she bought the picket fence makeup brushes and she bought the Amazon ones and can't tell the difference. So I appreciate you telling us that. I didn't have the picket fence ones, as you know, from the video to show everybody. So that's pretty good to know. You know, you gotta be your own best consumer, to be quite honest. You know, you just have to, what's comparable, or what can I try that could save me some money? Because as we were just talking about before, it's always nice to be able to put some money in some of the really fun stuff. So if you didn't see, I used the eggplant purple for the shading and then the light magenta. And again, I am just kind of working that brush into the color and then pulling it out. I know some of you have mentioned you're having a little bit of a difficult time rather, trying to blend. Paper is important. And then I guess how you work the brush. So I'm working in circular motions, but then around the edges, I like to kind of smooth it out with my brush. And this one's, I'm going to go back in for a second coat with this. You can get away with 2 or 3 passes without your paper messing up on you. Can you have some advice on crushes? Is that what I'm reading? Or or brushes? Okay, I need a good water brush. The water seems to come out so fast on everyone I've tried for Gail. Oh, man. Okay, that can be an issue. You know, when I was doing I just posted a video today about watercolors from Arteza, and if you noticed, the very first swatch I made, I'm going to go back in here with my second coat. The very first swatch I made, I used a water brush, and then I was like, ixnay on the water brush. That's not going to work because of that problem. I wanted to control it so much more. So anyone out there, if you can, I like this one. It works really well for like the Artezas and the Zigs. But for watercoloring, I think I'm going to stick with a paintbrush. So if anyone has any advice you can give for the water brushes, please pop on there and let her know what you use. I have not tried the Arteza water brushes yet. That's might be to come in the future, but I'm not sure. Yeah, the Artezas work awesome. I really like them. And you just saw the video, Gail, on the thing, the watercolors. Yeah, it's one of those things, like, it was fun to do. I have to tell you, it was really fun to swatch out all those things. I'm like super lame, but it was like very therapeutic. Okay, so I like the way that looks. I'm actually going to add just a couple details of just straight marker without blending, and that's going to make those these little areas pop. The one thing I love about the zigs, which I've never tried to do while talking, this should be interesting. It's like performers. I don't know how they sing and dance at the same time. Like, what in the world? I can barely walk and chew gum. Okay, and I'm shaking with my Artezas. But the great thing about these markers is that how thin the ends are, the tips, so you can get right in there for that thin line and stay in the lines for the most part. Sometimes you go outside the lines. And then we say, no one cares, it's homemade. Oh, okay, here's a tip from Jane. She doesn't fill her water brushes. Dip it in the water, touch the paper towel, works best. Oh, that's really good idea. Yes, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, there's some that are just like Niagara Falls when you're trying to use them. So you got to be careful with that. Okay, I want to put a little bit of silver on my bike here. So I am going to try. I'm so excited that this live is working. Like, you don't even know. Makes me so happy. Okay, especially because it's my first. Oh, where did this cap come from? Oh, right here. So I'm going to fill. These are my Color It gel pens. Oh, it's broken. It broke. Okay, I'm going to fill it in with silver, I think. Silver? Let's do silver. Oh, I like this. No, let's just do silver. Keep it simple, Mary. I'll be getting all color fancy. Okay, so let's see. Yep, and if you have any regular silver gel pen or marker, I have a couple different ones actually. I have the Signo ones, which I like, because I really like the Signo white gel pens. Those are really good. I honestly think that's the best white gel pen I've found. I know that listen, I'm not one for, unless it's operator error, I'm not one for dissing company stuff, but I gotta tell you how disappointed I am in the Ranger gel pen. It might be operator error, and I'll give it another go, but the Signo seems to work really, really well. And then I'm really like on the hunt for like a white paint marker, which I know there's a couple good ones out there. And I think that I've seen some crafty videos on really good white paint markers, but I think that would be really fun to play with, like opaque paint. So, yeah, the video I posted today about the watercolor on there, I think if you watched it, you heard me, but I'm always hesitant to kind of do that because, oh, and here comes my husband. I just heard the door open. I thought he would be gone longer. I sent the kids upstairs. Hi, Tiffany. Tiffany, my live is working, but I would appreciate any feedback that you have to see if there's any issues on your end. Like, so far, everybody here has been wonderful in telling me the sound is pretty good, and they can see and hear what I'm doing, so I'm guessing I'm doing okay. But yes, I wanted to make sure I was G to G. All right, cool. Okay, so we're done coloring. I told you it was super easy coloring. Now, for the flower, this is going to be even easier, if you can imagine that. So watch what we're going to do here. So I pulled out some Catherine Pooler Party Dress ink. I'm using the little flower in, and I'm actually going to stamp it not in a black. I'm going to stamp it in a color. And I'm going to give it 2 good stamps here, just in case. So if I mess one up, easy peasy. And then I'm just going to take my water brush pen, and I am going to, because this reacts with water, it's just going to blend for me. And so I'm just going to start coloring from that. So as you pull it in from the outside of the color, the ink, there you go. It colors it right in. I don't need to add any more color. I don't need to do anything else fancier. This I really appreciate. Now the downside to this is like a huge upside. The downside is that you can't expect to color inside these lines and it to be perfect. So that's a really cool feature of these that makes it simple. I remember doing this with a Christmas tree over Christmas and making a holiday card, and it colored in the tree like in no time at all. When normally I would have to do all the different shading and blending. and all that jazz. Hey, that's the color of her ink. All that jazz. Okay, so those are colored, good to go. And now I'm going to take my dies and I'm going to run them through my die cutting machine. So on here, when you're lining up your bike, you got to make sure that I lined up the tires. I thought that was going to be like the most important piece of the matter. So I've made sure all that was straight. I'm just pulling out some tape here. Any tape you have will work. Well, that's not true. Don't use duct tape. Duct tape would be a bad situation. Oh, wait, I don't want to do that. Let's do it down here. Okay. Line up my little guy here. When I was mass producing these and cutting these out, I actually found it a lot easier to do all my bikes first because I kept having to retape all 3 of them, and it just seemed like it was taking 1,000 years to get through those. And so I just did them one at a time. But when you're doing one card, you can do them all. I don't have any tape. I'm like, you can do them all at once, like I'm doing here. So I am going to line this up. Okay, and I'm going to run that through my die cut machine. My bike shifted. My bike shifted, so I had to fix that. Sorry. My die cutting machine is right next to me. But anyway, okay. Are Blick markers good to use for drawing and coloring? I want to have the green. Sorry, I didn't see that comment till now. Blick markers? I actually don't have any Blick markers. I don't own those, so I'm not 100% sure about that. But if anyone else owns them, by all means, chime in. Okay, so now we just have our little pieces here cut out. Oh, and if you decide to mass produce and cut out a ton of the bikes, be careful when you are just putting it right back in, because if you don't pop out all these little white things, you're not going to cut through the next bike. And I had that issue on these. And so it's not cut all the way through. So just be careful with that because you're just going to be wasting a lot of time. And to get them not to stick, you can run your die through your die cutting machine with a dryer sheet a couple times, and that will take away some of that static and leave a little bit of wax left over. And then you'll be able to kind of let the pieces fall out because of that, because of the waxy finish on the actual die. And so that's a tip that works as well. All right. Late to the party, story of your life. That's okay. Listen, we're only like 15 minutes in, and this isn't going to be a long live, but no, I got this one little piece here that's just giving me a hard time. Oh, that's not, look at that. It's not even cut through at all. At all, it's not. So let's, can I put that back in there? Yep, that's what we're doing. This is what we're going to do. We're going to put it back in there. Hang on. I'm right here. I can still talk to you. You just can't see me. Watch me like die cut this in the wrong place. So what kind of die cutting machines do you all have? I have the Big Shot, and my Big Shot's been going strong since 2009. A friend of mine who introduced me to Stampin' Up! Back in 07, I want to say, she just surprised me one day and just sent me a Big Shot in the mail with all the fixins, and I was just like, this woman is out of her mind. What? And I don't know how long it would have taken me to get a Big Shot if she didn't do that. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside, and we're going to take out another piece of Bristol cardstock. And actually, you know what? We're not. We're going to use Nina because I feel like I buy it in bulk, and I have a lot of Nina. And so, oh, you have a Gemini. Sorry. Squirrel. Gail. I saw her note. She has a Gemini. So I'm going to use Nina because I have a lot of it and because I want to blend on it, and you can with those makeup brushes that I love so much. So that is what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to cut my cards. Size is 3.5 by, I want to say by 4. Was it by 4? Let me double check. By 4.25. And that's what we're going to keep with. Big Shot for Xanadu. Yeah, I love my Big Shot. But I would like the new, what's it called? The Spellbinders, like 8.5 by 5 feet. Okay, it's not that big, but it's huge. You know what? I know I'm live, but could you give me a second? I gotta put these caps on. Like, the neuroses in me is screaming. I gotta put those caps on. I know you guys all either can just forgive me or or understand me. Either way. Okay, so I have, let's see, who's got what? I have a Big Shot and a Gemini. Ooh, Gemini cuts like a dream. Tracy, hi Tracy. Big Shot and Gemini, Gemini rocks. Okay, well, if I love my Big Shot, am I like gonna really love the Gemini? I don't know, but I do want the Spellbinders because I love the fact that like you could fit a full sheet of paper through there. And then I'm like, okay, is that just marketing? Because when am I actually ever gonna put a full piece of paper through there? Okay, so I'm gonna grab up, I'm gonna use my makeup brush here. I'm actually not gonna use that. I'm gonna use my craft mat to blend on because I like to leave some of that little excess. Not my craft mat. Okay, now I'm showing everyone that I have way too many tools. I'm gonna use this little guy. I like the white. This looks clean. Jen, I missed, Jen from Scrapbina just popped on. I missed your live and I saw it when I was playing around on YouTube like a half hour ago. I was like, come on. I was home, probably crafting. I could have totally popped in. Okay. Oh, Scan and Cut. Very good. Scan and Cut, Big Shot. First year Stampin' Up! Started selling them. I think that's the year that I got it. Okay. Yes, you will love Gemini. Okay. So I'm going to pull out, we have some really good testimony over here on some of these die cutting machines. I'm going to pull out Tumble Glass and Twisted Citron. Now, I do not have, let me keep my little card in the frame there. Oh wait, Jane had to send her Gemini back. New plates and die is stuck in it. Oh my. That is not a good situation. Like mid project doing, that is terrible. So sorry about that. All right, I don't have a stencil, but I just made one with Lawn Fawn cloud border dies. And so I'm just going to do some blending on here. Again, using my little makeup. Now, I used to hold them like this, but I actually used to, like I've been using them forever. No, I was holding them like this, but now I like to hold them like this because I feel like I get a little bit more control. So I'm just going to put a little ink on there, work it into the bristles, and I am going to start heavy at the top and then work my way down into a lighter fashion. I'm wondering if I cleaned this off. Oh, I'm loving that color. I don't think I cleaned it off from the Twisted Citron. Listen, we're going for it. Let me try to clean. Hang on. Vagabond, baby. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Vagabond. Well, if I could have the space for a Vagabond, that would be brilliant. Look at that. I didn't even clean this off. I just probably put it away. It was the kids. The kids distracted me. That's what I'm blaming on. Hi, really crazy for paper. How you doing? Yes, Jen, I was home. I was home chilling like a villain. Okay, we're going to turn this over because I actually want blue. Let's see what color I'm going to get here. Yeah, it looks clean. All right. Did I contaminate my tumbled glass? Oh, goodness. Maybe it's because, I don't know. Anyway, we're just going to go for it. Let's get some more blue. All right. There we go. That's more bluish. Now with these makeup brushes that I use from Amazon, I really like how you can build up the color and get like, you know, you could start off super soft and with no energy at all, you can get it into a nice buildup. I have to tell you, I did 40 of these ink blending. 40. That's right. You heard that right. And I think the only thing that was cramping was my hand because I had to hold it down like that so hard. But my right hand was just sailing through it. Like no issues whatsoever. All right. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at it. I love it. Made it to see me live. Yay, Card Maker 1. I told Card Maker 1 she's got the best handle, or he, not sure, she or he has the best handle because they just claimed the #1 spot, right? I love that. Okay, and then on the bottom here, I am going to clean this off. Some people clean it with baby wipe first and then microfiber, but while I'm using the same brush, I just like to do the microfiber. And then I'm going to take some Twisted Citron, and I'm just going to really, really lightly, like this isn't even going to, I'm not even going to make this a thing. That's it. I'm just leaving it like that. And we're done. Because you can see, this is how I did my other panels. I just wanted it to look like there was some grass, like some definition. Okay. All right. So I got that done. Now what we're going to do is start, oh no, we're going to stamp. Okay, I need votes. Yeah, everybody weigh in. What color should I stamp the Happy Valentine's Day at the top? Because on here, I used Blackjack from Catherine Puller, which is like a dark gray. And I'm not super wowed about it. So I'm wondering if you guys have any insight into the color I should use to stamp out Happy Valentine's Day. These are our colors again, so maybe there's something coordinating that you guys can suggest. I'm going to wait. I know how to fill space and time. A navy. Oh, stop it, Jane. A navy. Listen, black midnight would show up best. Yep, black would be good. What else we got? A navy with that color, though, that would be good. Now, here's the funny thing about all of that, how excited I am. I don't think I have a navy. Do you know why I don't have a navy? Because I sold all of my Stampin' Up! Inks. And there was a navy in there. And so, yeah, I have not built back up. I was waiting for Catherine Puller to come out with the minis on all the colors. So if you know, if she came out with all the colors, let me know. This cloud is a lot more peacock feathers than this cloud, which is blue. And I think like this is more, I guess you want to say realistic, but I'm in love with this color. This is like dreamy. Yes. All right, so I'm going to go, because I don't have navy, and I wasn't crazy about the black. I mean, the blackjack. I'm going to go with, like, stark black. And you're saying midnight, so I'm assuming you mean Catherine Puller midnight. Okay, so we're going to go with Catherine Puller midnight. Now, if you guys don't know, Catherine Puller midnight stains your stamps. So you got to be okay with that if you're going to use it, because it's just the way that it is. And in fact, I actually kind of like it when I'm trying to store my stamps and I don't have the sticker or the sheet to cover it. And this is already pre-mounted because, again, I was organized walking into this, which doesn't happen ever when I craft. Versifying Twilight is good too. Do I have Twilight? Hold on, just for curiosity purposes. I don't. I have Bluebell. I don't have Twilight. Versifying Claire, anything is good. All right, Kathy, what did you say? I have some of the Distress Oxide, so I found that old craft pigment ink pads from Stampin' Up! Work just as well as blending on cardstock. Oh, very good. Tiffany, your dinner was done. You had to feed the kids? Mm-hmm. We got to do that. We got to take care of those little ones. Okay, there we go. I like that. Very stark. I'm going to clean this off. And I can't tell if I'm cleaning it because it's stained. Remember, we just talked about that like 2 seconds ago. But Misty is going away. And now we're just going to assemble. So the way I assembled this card here is I popped up the heart and the flower. And I'm just going to do that again because I feel like that worked out. Tiffany, okay, who else can attest? Tiffany's saying she's not sure why they insist on eating 3 meals a day and 1,000 snacks. That is generous because for my household, right? These kids, when we're on an off day, as they like to call it, they don't stop asking for food. Like, there's no concept of time. I had to actually say to them one day, listen, we are going to the school schedule of food consumption. Do not ask us for any food until it is time that would match up with the school time. That is the conversation we had to have because it's constant, like constant snacking. I know that they are growing. I get it. But good gracious. I mean, at least give me a break to sit down. She said, thank God it's only 3 meals a day. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to put that down. I used some Nuvo glue. I use my Nuvo glue in this little container here. I like the precision tip for that. And Nuvo works well out of this. I put a precision tip on my multimedia mat. And this guy has been sitting in my craft cart for a smooth 5 months without being used. Because it's just locked up and I can't get the glue out of there. So Nuvo's my new faves. So for my popping up my stuff here, I'm going to pull these out. I got these from Craft Galley. I'm a design team member for Craft Galley. Lots of great stuff over there. And in the adhesive section, you could pick up these foam squares, which I think are fun. And they come in black, too. You can get a black set, which is super cool. So on the back of my heart here, hi, Jackie. Hello and welcome. Yeah, Tiffany, the precision tips are great. I find myself reaching for them all the time. And then on this one, I'm just going to actually just put one. Okay. Let's pull these off. So I don't know if you all have heard me say I use, in the Dollar Tree or Dollar Store, in the hardware section, I have found, let me show you what they look like. I found these, or let me back it up me. My husband found these, and he was like, hey, can you use this? I was like, what? Is water wet? Let me see. So I took them, and they're fantastic, and it's foam tape, and it's $1 for that whole thing. Now, I will tell you with a caveat, though, they're a little bit hard to remove the backing. I mean, when I say a little hard, like, did you see how difficult that was? I mean, we have to be some spoiled crafters if that's hard. But it was. I was like, let me be honest, because other things remove like lickety split. But those, you got to get your fingernail under there, right? You got a little bit of work at it. All right, so I'm going to pop up my little flowers, right? And now I wanted the flower basket to look like it was like overflowing. And so I already took those off. And I'm going to put just a little bit of glue here on the tip of that. And this is going to hang out from the back. And that's it there. All right. And so, in true form of my first live, I got smudges on my card. So where's my Tombow? This is my Tombow sand eraser. There may be many like it, but this one is mine. And I am going to erase my smudges and hope that I don't erase my ink blending. So let's see. You want to do a very light hand and kind of work at it in layers. I'm a mess. I don't know if any of you saw me in my adhesive debacle on one of my recent videos with the heart shaker cards. That was entertaining for everyone else. Okay. All right. Hi, Debbie. Yay, thank you. So cute. Okay, so there's my two Valentines. I think, let's not underestimate the one layer note card because I mean, look at that. I don't have to do, there's no extra paper, it's no waste, and you can just leave this for somebody, right? You can put this in lunch boxes, and yeah, so I think this is great. Now, I didn't show you all, but this is from the Hero Arts kit from last month. So the January kit. So this is the kit, and it comes with coordinating dies, and it comes with some awesome paper and some glue stuff, pretty pink glue stuff, and I have to tell you, I haven't got a chance to play with it yet. Yeah, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to pull it out. So those are my note cards for tomorrow. I have to get assembling the 39 because I did one. I have everything ready to go, and I just have to get to assembly order. So anyway, before I head off, if you guys have any questions for me, I'll just hang out here for just a minute and see if you do. I want to thank you all for popping in and hanging with me. I know this was kind of a short live, but hopefully you had fun with me, and now the jitters are gone because my first one done, and I am ready for action. All right. What did you say? Card Maker 1. Oh, thank you. That's really sweet of you. I appreciate that. I love doing the videos. I'm a little bit odd in the fact that I actually feel like I'm talking to you all when I'm doing my voiceovers, but it's so much fun. Oh, thank you, Julie. That's really sweet. Very encouraging because, yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking being on here. Jen, that was your first one today? Oh, look at us. Getting outside that comfort zone. Thank you so much, Debbie. You feel like I'm talking to you too? Okay, good. That means I'm not crazy. All right. Well, I won't keep you hostage on here, even though I would love... This has been probably the most fun thing to do, because if I felt like I was talking to you on my voiceovers, well, listen, we're just going to pop that up 10 times doing a live. So this was super fun. So thank you, everybody, so much for popping in, and I will catch you all in the next video. So you guys have a great night and a happy, happy Valentine's Day to you all. Bye, everybody.